We're asked to simplify the expression shown. Because we are dividing, we are going to factor first, then we're going to invert and multiply. Because each of the trinomials begins with an m squared term, goes to an mn term, and then goes to an n squared term, we're likely going to begin each of our factors, each of our brackets when we do the trinomial factoring with an m term, and end each of them with an n term. So we factor the first numerator and denominator and factor the second numerator and denominator. We do this before inverting and multiplying. In the second step, we simply invert and multiply. And this is what we have. And we now go to work on determining our restrictions. We're going to, in this case, choose to isolate the m term when stating each restriction. We could also isolate the n term. So we go through our steps. Our restrictions are that 2m plus 3n cannot equal 0. Isolating m leads to m not equaling negative 3/2 n. Similarly, 4m plus n cannot equal 0. Isolating our m term leads to m not equaling negative 1/4 n. We also have m minus 2n can't equal 0. Isolating our m term leads to m not equaling 2n. And 5m plus 2n cannot equal 0. Isolating our m term leads to m not equaling 2/5 n. At this point, people have sometimes been known to stop, but we have to proceed upwards in the question and make sure that we're not missing any other factors. And in fact, in this case, we would be. Right here is a factor of 3m minus n that is in the denominator. It ends up eventually in the numerator here, but we still have to consider it in terms of our restrictions. So that leads to 3m minus n not equaling 0, meaning 3m cannot equal n, meaning m cannot equal 1/3 n. And we have our 5 restrictions. So now that we've stated our restrictions, we can do our dividing. m minus 2n divides out of the first numerator and the second denominator, and we're allowed to cross out, so to speak, across the fractions because we're multiplying. 4m plus n is divided from the first denominator and from the second numerator. 2m plus 3n is divided from the first numerator and the first denominator. And we're left with 3m minus n over 5m plus 2n. 3m minus n over 5m plus 2n. With the provisos, restrictions that m cannot equal negative 3/2 n, negative 2/5 n, negative 1/4 n, 1/3 n, or 2n.